Please welcome State Senator Emily Cain, candidate for the 2nd Congressional District.
Good evening. Thank you so much. Wow, looking out at this crowd, you'd think we were here for President Clinton to accept that ice bucket challenge from President Bush last week in Kennebunkport. How many of you in this crowd have taken the ice bucket challenge? Good for you, I did too. And I'll tell you, I applaud you. I applaud you for supporting such a great cause, for standing up and donating to ALS, because you care. And I know that here tonight, you are here because you care. And just like you care about finding a cure, you also care about the future of our state and our country. And I know that you're here like me because you are definitely up to the challenge. You clap. And it is a challenge. It's a challenge of working together to solve problems and make sure that people understand that our communities in Augusta and Washington, D.C. need someone representing them who shares their main values. Values like making sure Social Security and Medicare are protected for our seniors and future generations. And we need to make sure that we are raising the minimum wage so no Mainer has to work full-time and still struggle to make ends meet. And we must achieve equal pay for equal work right here in Maine and across our country. We have to strengthen and protect our middle class. We must protect women's access to health care. And we must care for our veterans. Mainers in our state and our district get up every single day, and they do the hard work that's needed. They do it to support their families and their businesses. You deserve representatives in Washington, D.C. who are willing to work just as hard as you do to make the tough decisions that will help Maine move forward. And that's why I'm running for Congress, to represent Maine's 2nd District and all the values that we share. But right now, what we have in Washington is a divided Congress who too often are standing on opposite sides of the room. Two parties that barely even come to the table. We need leaders who can bring people together and who bring the voice of Mainers to that table and stay there to get the job done. Mainers voted for President Clinton in '92 and '96 because we've known the importance here in Maine of electing leaders who work together. President Clinton knew the problems facing our country were too big to be solved with one party platform. And as president, he worked with Republicans on very difficult issues, balancing the budget, strengthening our economy, and expanding access to student loans. He knew that the issues we confronted couldn't be resolved with only one side of the room. And that's why I've always known and always done as your representative to be there for you at the table every single time. I stayed at the table to help balance budgets and protect our middle class and our seniors, and it's why I worked across the aisle as the youngest woman to ever represent the minority party in Maine to grow small businesses and pass laws that break the cycle of domestic violence here in our state. Can we get some medical attention in the front? We have somebody down in the front. If someone could come quickly. If we could just make some space around the front, we want to make sure everybody's taken care of. That's what's most important. Here we go. Everybody fan your neighbor. Everybody fan your neighbor. Take a minute. Let's cool it down.